What is going on, everybody? We are at one of my favorite stores, and this is called Living Free Ministries. This store has really exploded in the last, I don't know, few years, getting really big. But let's go ahead and start with what we got. Man, I don't know if you guys have been on any Rogers silverware. I've only in my short lifetime of reselling, I've only found one that came with all the utensils in the case. They priced this at 200 something plus, which means I can't make any money on that. But the one I did sell way back in the day that I got from a Goodwill sold for about $100 on eBay. Looking over some of this, that looks nice. Planters International. But there wasn't anything here that I actually ended up buying. We got this nice little receiver, but obviously they found that. Now this store too, they normally find all the good stuff and mark it up. As you can see, they got it for $149. It'll drop probably in a month down to about $75 at what point somebody will buy it. But I didn't ask them to open the case just because I already knew that I wasn't gonna make a ton of money on it. So let's see what else we got going on. I guess if this is your first time here, just want to say thank you so much. The little green thing is going to show you how much money you could make if you've got these things in your house. We don't always buy everything just because at the end we see what we can afford to buy and the profit margins. But the first thing on the list was this game right here, selling for $31.45 on eBay, and it's selling often. So if you got that Calico or Calico game, however you pronounce that, it's like all of those vintage games, especially if they're new, can make you a lot of money. So here we've got a bunch of bikes. Now, if you guys have never seen our channel before or watched us live on TikTok, we love buying bikes really cheap and then flipping them on Facebook Marketplace. So I wouldn't sell them on, that's not true. I have sold one bike on eBay. I sold it for $500 something, got it for 150, I think. Ended up making, about $100 profit or something like that when everything came out. But normally I don't flip bikes on eBay. It's just not worth it unless you find a vintage Schwinn, which was the bike I sold. These are a bunch of BMX. For any of you guys who do Amazon FBA, here we go. 6-pack, $19.99, but they are selling for pretty close to what they're trying to sell for. I can't make any money in that, and I don't even do Amazon at all, so there's no real reason for me to even try to do that. So we got some micro band here. Figured I would at least just take a look at it to kind of see whether or not it's something I could do, but obviously it's nothing. So we're going to be moving in this store towards the areas that I actually make the most money on, which is mainly electronics and shoes. That's pretty much where any thrift store I go into, those are where I make the big money. These ducks like these, this one's not a vintage duck, but if they've got the line going across the body, I'm going to show you here where the line would normally be, right across there. If it's got a line separating the bottom from the top, and it's got glass eyes, for whatever reason, that seems to be what the collectors are looking for. I don't know squat about any of China, so I don't even waste my time being at the China section. But here we got this nice little iron. I've had no luck selling irons unless it was the really nice brand, which I can't remember the name now, but Baby Bliss is what we're looking for when there are curling irons. So my wife knows a little bit about those. Baby Bliss is the one. If you can find it, it's a really good curling iron. And then there's some vintage Revlon curlers too that people do, but yeah, I was mainly just looking for the stuff that I know I could flip on eBay, which is Baby Bliss. This guy, however, was the second find of the day at only $20. Guess what? He's selling for almost $70 to $80 on eBay, which brings our running total up to $110.45. And actually, this is, I think it's a humidifier. So we threw that guy in there. Now it's starting to get fun, guys. We ended up finding this Radio Shack printer cassette interface. Man, I could not believe these were selling for $100 on eBay, and because I didn't look it up the right way, I wasn't sure what it would go for, but we just threw that in the cart anyway. But that's $100, so anything vintage Radio Shack's the bomb. And we just kept scoring on this rack. So this Sony, it does come with the two speakers, which are in the back. I'm going to show you how much it's worth. So you're looking at about $100. I forget what they were asking for. Was it like 15 or 20? I think it's like $15 or $20, something like that. Either way, that thing is selling every day too. I tried to see if that was worth anything. It was like a music stand, some type of vintage instrument. Wasn't worth much. Always going through the chords. Mainly I'm looking for Bose, Sonos, certain Sony chords. Those things are really small, can make you a whole lot of money with not a lot of effort. So if you are ever looking for ink and chords and stuff like that, don't ever pass those up, especially in Goodwill. They normally don't even care about the chords, but I always like to check just in case. I saw that thing down there, little Kodak movie projector. was not selling for much. So unfortunately, we moved on, and I found my wife in this aisle with her beautiful self. Now here I'm looking for lamps because if I can find two brass lamps that are the same, I think they're called trophy lamps, I will put those up and make money. I saw this vintage ceramic lamp, but somebody cut the cords and I don't have time to, try to put stuff back together. So I see these little candle lamps right there. Those could be nice, but the base of them was really not corroded, but it was just old. So wife is over here looking at China. That's her thing. I'm going to move to the next aisle, and it's about to start getting exciting again, because first thing I saw was this guy. This is a Braun food chopper or whatever thingamajig for I think it was like $80 to $90. It was missing a piece. But it was only $6.99. So if you've got this in your house, you may want to put that up on eBay. We're at $405.45 so far of potential, not profit, but this is the money that you could make if you've got this stuff in the store. But this is the big gun right here. I could not believe this. I thought this was a waffle maker. Came to find out this thing, the specific brand that I have, I'm going to scroll down and show you, it's selling for $140 on eBay. I'm going to make some cookies, and then I'm going to make some dough after we put that on eBay. $4 complete steal. I mean, when I showed this to my wife, she was kind of in disbelief, like, there's no way. But I'm going to go ahead and show her, and she's like, ooh, get it, Nick. And we did get it. We really did. And that was an awesome food. That was probably the highlight of our day. $140. Always looking at the cups and stuff. I actually just picked up an espresso maker that we sold within a week. It was a vintage espresso maker from Seiko, that Starbucks brand. The cups wasn't worth anything. I was hoping this was a Revere ware with a copper bottom, and I don't believe that it was. So we ended up passing on it, but for $3. One time I did pick up a brand new one and sold it for $150. We've got some different saucepans. Silomatic does make some good saucepans. I didn't get this one though, just because they weren't selling frequently enough. But if you got in your house, $22 plus shipping. So boom, you can make that work. There's another Presto cooker or something. It's like a Presto cooker. There it is. That's the one right there. So we were going to get this. I don't know what the price was. My wife wanted that for herself. So that one's probably not going to get listed on eBay anytime soon. And I don't blame her. It was pretty cool. Let's see what we're at next. Looking down this aisle, I thought something else that we picked up. Oh, there it is. This thing right here. This mincer is like $40, $45, $50, I think, on eBay. Yep, $44.99, and it's selling often. So we're just racking up with kitchen appliance today. $6, and I've actually sold these before, so it's a really good buy. Very confident that you can get rid of that. If you've got that, don't throw it away. This isn't too bad either. It's a Sears Roebuck Poly Percolator. Unfortunately, it was not selling at all, and I couldn't see any sales, so I didn't even waste my time trying to put that into the cart. But we're going to move to the other side of the store, and I mean, being as far in as we are now, about 8 minutes, we've already, I for sure picked up $200 worth of profit. And I'm just going to go look at the shoes because my wife is ready to go. So I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that, where it's a race against the clock. So I'm going to really be running through this store here really soon to get to the areas that I like, mainly to show you guys the shoes that you should always be looking for, which I seem to find everywhere. Trying to tell everybody, come on. Brooks, Nikes, Jordans, Vans, Coach shoes. Now these would have been good if they weren't so dirty and nasty. These are Coach canvas shoes. They marked them up a little bit at $8. The typical shoe sale in this store is normally around like $6.90 or $5.99 for a shoe that they think is not valuable. So because it says Coach, they knocked it up a couple dollars. And you know what's weird? It's so crazy how just a couple dollars can make you choose to not buy something on eBay. Like normally, I mean, dude, it's $8, not a big deal. But you think about it, if it's $8 where it would traditionally be $4, that you're losing profit right there. So anyways, let's keep going because I do actually end up finding some shoes. These are some nice Nikes until I saw those. And so that's just, I don't even know why they even put these in the store, to be honest. And I don't know what price they put on them, but they shouldn't even be on the shelf. Not looking like nobody's going to buy those. You know what? Somebody might have. No, they did try to sell those. We got Brooks here, Brooks Revel, which is not bad, but the shoes are not in the best condition. And they are at $6.99, but the tread is missing. So if you don't have good tread on your running shoes, just let it go because the runners aren't going to want to buy them. And then I found a bunch of nurse shoes. Now, I'm trying to think of the different brands that come up. that I'm trying to think. This is BOC, but I found another pair of nursing shoes over here, the little clog ones with the leather. There they go, right there. Allegria, there you go. $7, not bad. The reason why I don't buy these though is because it took me forever to sell my pair of Allegria shoes, and they sell for about 30 45 bucks, but I literally, it took way too long to get rid of them, and they were right on the top page, so I don't buy those anymore. But that's my wife telling me it's time to go. She's had it. So let me see what I can do. I'm gonna try to finish scanning through this shelf to see what else we can end up picking and take home with us. This is the women's shoes. I don't see anything here that we picked up. So let me move over to the men's shoes, which is not far from where I am, and my wife is at the cash register now over there. So I do remember seeing these K2s. Cue the music. Now, K2s is a wonderful vintage brand. They sell skis and stuff like that. Anytime I find K2 anything, I normally buy it. Unfortunately, at $20, this would have been a steal, but I could not find this specific, not brand, but style on eBay. And that's huge because you can see some of them are selling for 200 bucks. Some of them are selling for $50, and they want 20 for these, and they had a mark on them. So my wife knew K2 was a brand. They sell kind of scooters and stuff, but look at this. I mean, but those were the Eclipse, so we didn't get those. We got a pair of Nike Reacts, which is really nice. They did pretty well. They kept these in pretty good, clean condition. And guess what? It had no price on it. I wonder if that means it's free. It doesn't mean it's free. It just means that I'm not going to get them. We got these New Balances. Were so clean. These are roll bars. I was going to get these. They're selling between 40 to 50 bucks. At $11 though, by the time everything gets done, I would probably make 10, 15 bucks. And it just seems more attractive when the shoes are priced half of, $5, $6. I would have bought those, but not at $10. However, these are New Balances, not those, the next ones. And if you've got those in your house, you can make, 40, 50 bucks on them pre-owned, which is not bad. We've got this neat pair of New Balances here. I didn't remember the name because most of my attention was focused on these big guys. Size 15, going for $45 to $50 pre-owned if they are a nice pair. That's my pair right there, and you better believe I'm bringing that home. Now, my wife is at the checkout right now, and I think she called me, so I might put these back. I think I put these back and was like, oh, forget it. I'm not going to make it. But when I got to the cash register, this really nice lady, which you're going to see here in a minute if I don't find another shoe, was like, hey, just go ahead and get your shoes, son. Now, we saw some nice shoes. I don't know what those were. Some type of canvas shoe. We didn't end up getting them.
Yeah, the shoes.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited because she told me to go back and get the shoes, which I did. $6, right? I don't know why it makes a huge deal, but $6 just sounds way better than $9.99 or $10.99. Last store check is to see what I got in this dresser, and there was nothing in there that I wanted to buy, but look at that. That is a Tiffany lampshade, and that's it, guys. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. Until next time.